Today we're going to be having a look at a SG Players Ultimate. Let's take a look. What I can tell you about the bat is only what I find off the internet. This is what it says about a Players Ultimate. A Players Ultimate retails for 13,500 Indian rupees, which is roughly 260 Australian dollars. Traditionally shaped and styled to form maximum stability and power strokes. First choice of professional cricket player. Comes with full-length padded back cover and adjustable strap, available in short handle. And that's all it tells me. It doesn't tell me about grade or anything else like that. So we'll work that out based on what's in front of us. We've got here a bat with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 evenly spaced grains. Tiny little bit of speck, but no real blemishes in the playing area. You can see the tiny remnants of knots running across the face. Whether they constitute being hard bars, we'll see when we tap it up. The grains themselves are very prominent, very evenly spaced, and they run straight through the toe, so that's a good sign. I don't know what this is on the toe. It's some sort of glue coating. Maybe it had a toe guard on it that was removed. So you've got here Believe Become, which is the motto of Susperalis Greenfields SG. English Willow. There's a little bit of embossing here, some texturing. You can see there Believe Become written into it. Most SG stickers don't actually have any sort of embossing, so this has got something. As soon as the ball hits those, they're going to be compressed down to nothing or crack. So Players Ultimate, not to be confused with the Players Edition, which is their second type bat, which is towards the $400-500 mark. So based on the looks of it, you'd have to say that's pretty much what other manufacturers would class as a low-grade one. Very nice looking bat. Looks like the bat has splintered there slightly. A few little dents and whatever. We'll get those out during the knocking. It's a really big profile. Basically, a nice thick toe, real big mid-centered edge, and really generous. Basically, mid all the way through the hitting zone. I don't think I'm going to bother with a photo album for this one, so I'm just going to do it all on video. So we've got here a 40mm edge, 23-24 at the edge of the toe, nice and thick in the centre. We'll just get a measurement of that spine height, and the spine peaks at 65, so it's a big bat. I'll also take a measurement of the width, so millimetre under, and we'll do the weight, and it comes in at 210.5 with quite a thick style grip. So 210.5. Pickup wise, yeah, it feels 210. I wouldn't say it's a really light pickup, but quite frankly you've got all that mass in a mid-low position away from the hands. This is pretty much your best striking position right here, in a mid-low position. Not really a lot in the low, but that edge is fairly generous through. As far as concaving goes, it's minimal concaving, and we're just going to put the gauge over it. It just makes it through, so you can see there. So if I push that down, very, very minimal concaving, maybe about 1 millimetre. And as far as the face is concerned, it's less than a 5mm camber, probably a 4 to 3mm camber face. So more on the flatter side. Bow is very nice. It's got a decent mid bow that comes all the way through. You can see here with this piece of willow, there's a tiny little hint of some colour on the right-hander's inside edge. Let's have a look at the handle, construction, and yeah, it's pretty much what you would see on any kookaburra. 3 cork, nice binding, some sort of quality control going on. And as far as the cover goes, quite good quality. You've got here proper lining, so hopefully that's not going to sweat. I had a message from somebody recently complaining they'd purchased a SS here in Australia. It came in the original SS back cover, and it had just been oiled and prepared, and they'd sent it straight out in the back cover. And because of the way the back cover was constructed, the actual ink had leached out onto the bat. So there's something to be aware of with some of the cheaper style bat covers. So let's tap it up and hear what it sounds like. So it has a little bit of a hard bar there. Soft, soft, soft. And a little bit of a hard bar there. It's not impeding performance. Press is quite soft past the bow. It's going to perform. Sticker colours are sedate, not too in your face, not overboard with the stickers. You can still see a lot of willow in there, which I like. This is a new detail for the most recent stickers where they put a colour up the top here. So this bat's actually with me for preparation. So next time you see it, it's all going to be knocked in and we'll have a good look at how it is post-knock. Welcome back to the post-knock. Edge tape, shoe glue and scuff tape. So let's get an accurate weight now of it post-knocked. I say accurate, but these are cheap scales, so it's saying 212.8, and that's with a second grip as well that the owner asked me to put on. So let's see that under there. Performance wise, it's interesting because today I had a poll up on the page to see whether or not you wanted to see this bat reviewed or the other bat that it looks like is going to be reviewed based on your votes. And one of the comments was do a comparison of the same model, same bat in different price ranges. Now obviously it's difficult for me because I rely on players basically to give me bats, or in some cases King of Clubs have supplied me bats, but I doubt I'm going to have the opportunity for a manufacturer, which, you know, I'd be looking at our three big manufacturers in Australia who'd sell you a shot bat, which would be GN, GM or Kookaburra, to actually provide me with bats in the same range at different price points. Gun & More would be a perfect example of that. But I don't have that now, so what I will do is just do a comparison on a well played in but not match used bat with this SG. So this SG is about 1400 Indian rupees, I think I said, about 250 bucks. That bat there is just under 700 retail. Let's hear what this sounds like. Look, it's pinging pretty well as far as I'm concerned. So in the real world this would be about a 211 bat with one grip, and yeah, it's got nice ping, really nice grains, and probably in Australia this bat would probably sell somewhere near around the $500 mark. This bat here is what they call Players Willow, which is selected purely on performance, and it's had about 6 net sessions, so you know, 10-12 minute amateur net sessions. So this is pinging way better, and it's got harder basically, but it's also a really nice piece of willow. When I reviewed this you could see that that blemish right there was just pinging off. And this bat here, It's got a couple of hard bars and they're actually pinging off quite nicely there too. So yeah, there's nothing really wrong. It's just, quite frankly, this is a better pinging bat at the moment. And it weighs far less. It's 3 ounces less in total weight, but you know, obviously in size it's not far behind. So you know, when you're paying more money, you're getting probably lower density willow, more grains. So yeah, look, I'm really impressed with the SG Players Ultimate Edition, and I know at some stage in the future we'll be getting another SG Players, but in a much higher price point. So you can refer at that point to that bat. But just look at that bat. It's just so much wood in that middle. It's a lovely profile. I'd say this is probably a nicer profile than the Kookaburra Ghost. And this is a pretty standard profile. You would have remembered when I did the SG Maximus, which I'll put a link up to. It was pretty much the same bat. So yeah, well done to SG. I think it's a really nice shape. It picks up really nicely. Good quality handles. Nice price point. These are what you call grey imports. They're not supposed to be sold here in Australia. So they don't come with any manufacturer backing. There's no warranty situation. You know, you're really relying on the person who sold it to you to come good. Whereas that other bat, you know, if that breaks within 12 months and it's some sort of defect, not to do with my ability or cheap balls, then I'll get some support from Grey Nichols or Kookaburra or Gunnermore, whereas I'm on my own buying from outside the country a bat that's not actually sold here. There may be small retailers who are selling these, and they're really going to have to fit the bill for those repairs if they need to happen. But generally I'm pretty impressed with SG, so yeah, we'll turn the camera around and we'll bounce a ball on it. Start with the 4-piece. So it's got good power right across the blade, but really nice in that mid position. It needs play in. As that handle loosens up, it's just going to get better. No knock-in can play in a handle for you. Anybody who says that they can play in a handle with a ball and a sock is kidding you. There's the Dukes. So yeah, look, bang for buck, this is a really nice bat. Nice balance. A little bit on the heavy side, but I imagine over there in the subcontinent they need that extra bit of weight, because the ball's not coming on with the amount of spin and just hold up in the pitch, ball coming in low. So that extra weight helps you get the ball to the boundary, and it's just so even right throughout the blade, as you can see there. Really nice bow. That's been knocked in, it still needs to be played in. So that is a really nice bat from SG. It's the Players Ultimate. Thanks very much to Dave. SG.